resisted, you might say. Chris Plant is a syndicated radio talk show host. Leslie Marshall is a Fox News contributor and syndicated radio talk show host as well. Chris, is this going to get done before September 30th with Republicans?
You know, that's impossible to say at this point, but Senator Paul, look, there's a lot to admire about Senator Paul. He's a principled man, but at some point you're going to have to fish or cut bait. This is about the party. It's about the president's agenda. If this is the best deal that he's going to be able to get, if he can't squeeze a better deal out of the Republicans, that at some point principle just becomes obstructionist, and he's going to have to do something. He's going to have to vote. He's going to have to side with his party and with his president, because principle is great, and I'm all in favor of principle. I'm in favor of more principled people on Capitol Hill. But if all of his principles are accommodated, they're going to lose 4 votes on the other side, and nothing is ever going to get done if this is the way we proceed.
You know, Leslie, it's a sure thing that people show signs of panic that we might be getting close to a deal. So Democrats are out in full force. We saw Chuck Schumer do an event yesterday. We've heard from Nancy Pelosi on this thing. I mean, are Democrats worried? And why all along that, you know, they could have come up with their own idea. What do you think?
Well, they did try to come up with their own idea, but they need Republicans on board simply because of numbers, with a majority of Republicans in the House and in the Senate. And this is what the American people want. They want a bipartisan effort to fix what is already there. Not repeal, not replace, not rename. And you know what, Chris? You mentioned 3 Ps. You mentioned the president, you mentioned party, you mentioned principle, but you forgot one that I think that these senators are looking at, and that is the people, their constituents. I would have to say, Harris, yes, of course, on both sides is nail-biting, because I think this is going to come down to Lisa Murkowski. And although her governor is against this deal, there is a little thing called the Alaska Purchase that's in this one. And who do we know from Alaska? So Democrats are worried this is going to be a nail-biter. We know that we have 2 no's with Rand Paul and Susan Collins, but we're not 100% sure how Senator John McCain will vote, and certainly not Lisa Murkowski.
Here's where I agree with you. I don't think the people have been at the center of this conversation. So let's put the politics aside for just a second if we can. How do we get to the point where we make it better for the people? So, Leslie, your side could come to the middle. You know, I mean, you could do Graham-Cassidy with the tweak. Are we at the point where these people can just sit down and talk it out? Chris, is it too Pollyannish?
Well, I'd like to think it's possible. Obviously, we're a very polarized city, and I'm all in favor of our representatives representing the constituents and the people. I kind of fight for that every day. Obamacare is not serving the people well. That's for sure. I've spoken of my personal case in the past where our expenses tripled because of Obamacare. But you know, look, this city is very dysfunctional right now.
Thank you both, Leslie, Chris. Thanks.